So most people use Claude like a chat box. You type something in, you get text back, and that's it. But there's a feature that's built right into Claude. No extra tools, no subscriptions, no plugins, that turns it into an app builder, a dashboard creator, and one of the most powerful teaching tools that I've ever seen. And almost nobody's using it. It's called Artifacts. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to use it. Okay, so what exactly is an artifact? Here's the simplest way that I can explain it. When you type in a normal prompt into Claude, you get text back, right? A paragraph, a list, maybe you ask some code if you wanted that. An artifact is different. When Claude builds an artifact, it creates something that actually runs inside the chat window, a live interactive piece of content right there on the screen. We're talking about things like a fully interactive quiz your students can click through, a lesson planner you can actually type into, a data chart that responds to information you give it, a visual tool built from scratch with no coding required. And the best part, you don't need to know how to code at all. You do not need a separate app. You do not need anything other than Claude and a plain English sentence. So let me show you 3 quick examples of what I mean. Okay, so now we're back in Claude. We're going to go down in the bottom left here. First things first, we're going to click on our name. We're going to go to settings. And inside of settings, you want to go down to where it says capabilities. And in capabilities, I think it's the third one down, visuals. And you want to choose artifacts and make sure that's toggled on. And after that, you're good to go. Let's jump back. And on the left-hand side here, you're going to see new chat, projects, artifacts, and customize. We're going to click on artifacts. And in here is where you're going to have some great things that you're going to love in a second. So let me show you how it all works. We're going to click on new artifact. And we're going to start from scratch. Now, they have templates already made. You can just jump in. I find starting from scratch works the best. So we'll start from scratch. I'm going to go over to my Google Doc, and I'm going to grab my first prompt here. And we're going to go. I don't have to read any of this because I already know what I'm putting together, but of course, it'll help you to do that. And we can go in here with my prompt, and we're going to go create an interactive quiz about literary devices in Romeo and Juliet for 9th graders as an artifact. Include 5 multiple choice questions with instant feedback when a student selects an answer. Okay, so it's going to build that. Here's the plan for it. It's talking about that. We can say, yes, this is great, or I want to make some changes. So it's just really up to you how deep you want to go. If you want to make it easier, whatever. So we're going to say, I'm going to say, sorry, my microphone's right there. My microphone was blocking my keyboard. And now it's to start building it. So you should see on the right-hand side, here is all the code that goes into it. Now, you don't have to know any of this. It's doing it for you, which is just amazing. So it's going to take a few seconds to do. So I'm going to pause this and we'll come back and see what it does. All right, it's done. From all that code you saw on the right a second ago to this beautiful tan and white, or actually light tan colored quiz there. We can change the colors, whatever you want. And now it's telling you that it includes your 5 multiple choice questions, each covering a different literary device, a metaphor, oxymoron, foreshadowing, pun, dramatic irony. It has real quotes from the play, instant feedback the moment the student picks the answer. So I'll be messing around with that for a second. It has a final results screen. So what's nice about the final results screen, and I was going to talk about this later, but let's get into it now, is that you can have your kids just take a screenshot and upload that to Schoology or Google Classroom, and that's their answer. You can see what they got on the quiz. So you're making these quiz fresh, they're interactive, so they're going to like these way better than a piece of paper. I guarantee you. So let's look over here. I cannot tell you for a second about Romeo and Juliet anymore. I haven't been ages, but let's see what it says. But soft, what light yonder window breaks? Is it the east? In Juliet, the sun is the sun? See, I'm horrible. Which literary device is Romeo using when he says Juliet is the sun? I'm going to, hyperbole, alliteration, metaphor, or simile. I'm going to choose metaphor. Hey, I got one right. Okay, so I'm excited. And then down here, it tells me what it says here. This can all be changed too. You can have it go deeper if you want to. We'll do the next question. This is great here. And I'm not going to go through all these, but you get the gist of it, I'm hoping. And this is how easy it is to make a quiz. And then once we're done with the quiz, we just have to publish this. And when we hit publish, you want to do publish to the web. So then they can get the link. You just put that in your classroom, whatever you're using. If you're a teacher and sharing this with other teachers, maybe you just want to use the team. But if you have to be on the team plan, I believe, which most of us aren't on. And that's it. You do this publish and copy. It's done. And then if I go over here to my browser, and I'll do a new browser window, and we'll just paste that in. And we should see it in a second. There it is. So you do have to be logged into Claude to be able to see this. So of course, a free account works for the kids. No big deal. And that's how that works. So let's keep going because I love making artifacts. So this is how I would do a quiz. Now let's go back to artifacts again. And we'll go back into my prompts that I made. And this time we're going to do a lesson planner. So let's check this out. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to do new artifact once again. Start from scratch. And it's going to let us go in there. It's going to ask us questions again. I'm just going to type that in there. And it's done talking. There we go. I'm just going to hit this right here. There we go. Build me a weekly lesson planner that I can fill in, formatted as a clean HTML page as an artifact. Include fields for lesson objective, materials needed, warm-up activity, main activity, a closing reflection, make it easy to read and visually clean. So it's going to make a weekly lesson planner for us that is fully fillable, organized by the day. It's going to give us all 5 fields I asked for. You could, of course, just trick this out as much as you want. There's going to be a print button, and look how fast that was done. So here, my class is media arts, but I can type in anything I want in here, as you can see. But I'm just going to leave that. Let's just go with my media arts. So media arts. And then this is going to be the week of, wow, it's actually got the current day. So that's interesting. I'm going to do May 18, and then I'm going to put Mr. B. Okay, and then down here, what I want them to know, and I can write all that in there and just everything here is something I can fill out, and it goes through the whole week like that. Once I'm done, I can print it all and turn it into a document. It's not published yet, so it's not going to print. But this is how fast you can work on making a lesson plan like this. It's great. Once again, we hit publish. It'll be published, and I'm ready to go. And look how fast that was, guys. So that was super, super cool again. So let's go to our third one now. And this one's an interactive timeline. So this is going to be like a history kind of thing. So let's go back into artifacts here. You can see the other ones are updating now that we just did. And here's artifacts. We're going to start from scratch again. I'm actually going to stop it here. I don't need to know all those things it's trying to let me know. So we'll just go here. And create an interactive timeline of the key events of World War II as an artifact. Remember the key thing here, whatever you want to create, you need to write in there as an artifact. That's one thing you have to remember. Make each event clickable so it expands to show short description, keep it visually clean and easy to read. So we're going to have an interactive World War II timeline for the history teachers out there. It's going to be really cool. Incidentally, if you want this artifact that I'm making, leave it in the comments and I'll send it to you, the link to it. You can have your own, the artifact that I actually built. All right, so this is this one. Let's see what this is. So Germany invades Poland. So I'm going to hit this once. It tells me about what's going on with the war. Britain declares war, and France declare war on it. So this is September 1st, September 3rd, May through June 1940, the fall of France and Dunkirk. Let's see, it goes all the way down here. Battle of the Bulge, the invasion of Sicily, the Normandy landings. And you can tell that I want more context. I want links in there. Whatever you want, you can tell it in there. There's the death of Hitler, atomic bombs on Japan, Japan surrenders. And so what's nice about this, I just love this. It's so cool. We can hit publish on this, and I'm going to publish it. And now the other thing you can do, see, one thing I didn't talk about before, but right here it says get embed code. So this is embed code that you can put into a domain that you want it to be in. Maybe you've got a website that you want people to, your history teacher, this is me, the history teacher website, and here's some stuff I want you to do. I'm actually thinking of a good idea for me to do for my classes, to talk about lenses and depth of field and maybe something interactive where I'll just have there all the time for the kids to click on. But you can embed this into anything you want. So any kind of website, anything that will take an embed code, but that's super simple. And it's published. We're going to copy the link again. We're going to go back over and let's go and get into this make a new thing here and let's paste that in. And here it is. Really great. And you can make changes at will if you want. Anything that you want to update in here, you definitely can do it on the fly. So I'm going to do a fourth one just because I might want to use this. Whoops, wrong thing. I'm going to do it for my class now, and I'll go back into Claude, and this is all groovy. And we'll go back into artifacts, new artifact, start from scratch. I'm going to stop it there so I don't have to read all that other stuff. I'm just going to tell it to do this for me. And I'm asking it to build a shot list template for a short form project as an artifact. Include columns for shot numbers, shot type, location, description, and camera angle. Make it clean and easy to fill out. So this is really great. It's going to work on it. Once again, here's all the code that you don't need to learn how to do. And I challenge, I don't know, the greatest coders in the world to be able to code that fast. That's ridiculously fast. So here we go. Here's our shot list. Let's see how it works. Up here's my film title, director, film shoot. Here it tells me, do I want a wide shot? What's my locations? What's happening? What's the camera angle? This is so great. I thought it would be something like this. So I'm excited here. I can add my shots here as they go down. This can be exported as a CSV for them to look at. And I love the fact that it can print. So now an assignment I would have is they get together in their groups. They go through the shot list, what they're going to do. They print it. Now they've got this shot list. They can go outside and shoot their movie. So I'm glad I did this last one because I'm actually going to use this in my class. This is a great template for me to use. I might even just give it away to filmmakers. I'll just put a link in the bio there down below in the description because that is super cool. And once again, I don't know how to code. So it's making these semi-app kind of things, interactive things on the fly. Just something that whatever's in your head, you're able to just go out there and do it. And I just think that's just huge. So here's some tips and mistakes that you want to avoid. So number one, as I said, always say the word artifact in your prompt. Claude won't always know how to generate that one. Even if we're in the artifact area, just always add the word artifact. Build this as an artifact so it knows exactly what to do. Number two, be specific about the format. Don't just say, make me a quiz. Say, make me an interactive multiple choice quiz with 5 questions. And the more specific you are, the better the output, as always. Number three, always tell Claude who it's for. It's for 8th graders. It's for high school seniors. It's for advanced English, whatever. Gives Claude the context it needs. For a parent newsletter, that gives Claude more context. That context changes the vocabulary, the tone, and the layout of what it's going to build. And number 4, refine in the same chat. Always refine. You don't have to start over like if you don't like something. Just go in there and describe it. Make the fonts bigger. Add a timer on it. Change the color scheme to blue and white. Claude's going to update it instead of you having to rebuild it all from scratch. So those are the big ones there. The key here is that this workflow is fast. It's visual. It's engaging for the students. And it takes you like 2 minutes to set up, as you've seen. That's the power of artifacts in the real classroom. So that's Claude Artifacts from 0 to functional in one video. Here's what I want you to do right now. Go to Claude AI, turn on artifacts in your settings, and try this one prompt. Create an interactive quiz about any subject you're teaching right now as an artifact. That's it. Just try that once and see what it builds. Then tell me in the comments what you made, and I read every single one of the comments. So if you want more Claude tutorials built specifically for educators, tools, workflows, prompts that actually work in the classroom, please subscribe. I drop these every week. And if you want a free prompt pack with 20 ready-to-use Claude prompts for teachers, the link's in the description. Download it, use it this week. I'm David Basulto. This is Teaching with Intelligence, and I'll see you in the next one.